Welcome back to another episode of Epicenter. This is episode 36. I'm super excited because actually someone that I've just managed to meet less than 24 hours ago managed to get Sonika Manandhar. Got it wrong already.
Great.
I managed to get Sonika here, having seen one of our fellow colleagues post something on LinkedIn that you were in town here for the Asia Financial something summit.
Yeah, Asian Financial Institution Forum.
Wow.
AFI Forum.
Which you are speaking at.
I was, yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Anyway, so I managed to hunt you down and say, I need to talk to this woman and find out your story. So here today, we're going to talk about engineering, from engineering to social entrepreneurship, a glimpse into the Nepali startup ecosystem. And let me give you a little bit of background about Sonika, because this is actually you are our first guest from Nepal. So how do you feel about that?
Great. Always have been the pioneer. So hopefully this is not the last.
No, I hope not, because I mean, the mission that you're on and, you're an accomplished social entrepreneur, co-founder of Aloi, which we'll talk about, which helps basically fund women with micro loans. And then, but you also have a pretty interesting background. You are one of the young champions of Earth.
That's right.
Is that why you're wearing that National Geographic backpack?
That's because I am an explorer of National Geographic Society also.
How did you get that?
Well, I don't know what to say. I mean,
say?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they call it now a different name, but they gave me the Emerging Explorer title back in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, this is a very secretive nomination process.
Should we even be talking about it here?
Huh?
Should we even be talking about that? You said it's very secretive.
It's only secret until I'm awarded.
Okay. So the
right?
secret is out of the bag already.
Secret to me. I had no idea that National Geographic was looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden there was an email saying there might be an opportunity with National Geographic, and I was like, why? Because for me, National Geographic was never, I never thought it as someone who would. Even see, someone who is an engineer, tech background. It was always about the storytelling and, how we see National Geographic TV. It's all about animals, geography, right? And I was nowhere near to that.
Why is a human going on National Geographic?
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was a scam, to be very honest. And but it was not. I got to know that it's a very secret nomination process. And once you get selected, you are informed. And there were 9 or 7, I forgot, in my cohort. So every year they select a few. But people listening to this, you can. It's not necessary for you to only be nominated. You can also apply for their grants, and you can be explorer as well. So. Just so people don't get misleaded.
So you don't actually have to be an explorer, like climbing up Mount Everest or something to actually, okay.
Or you can be.
And I also understand that you received a scholarship from NASA?
It's not from NASA. So I received a scholarship to go to Singularity University. It's not an academic university. It's like a think tank-based program.
Amazing.
Where we get to use exponential technology to solve global grand challenges like climate change. So my theme was climate change. It was based in NASA Ames. So so it's not a scholarship from NASA, but I do have space aspirations, and I'm a space enthusiast. So people sometimes misunderstands in different ways.
Wow, that's very cool. So let's kind of rewind it and tell this story of you becoming an entrepreneur in this space, right? Which is probably not typically categorized to find a woman founder coming out of Nepal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And elaborate a little bit more about your passion and of building this company that you founded, Aloi. What is the background of this name?
Well, alloy is, when metal comes together, it becomes stronger, right? So ALLOY. So initially we took the phonetic of ALLOY, which was AELOI, and then the kind of target audience that we work with, or the user we work with, they're very low literacy level, and they used to pronounce Aoli, Alai, whatever. So we removed the E in between. So it's now ALOI, but with the same meaning. If you bring finance and technology together, then the ecosystem is even more stronger, and that's what we've been trying to prove with our company.
And what is it that you guys do?
So we are a software as a platform service, mostly working with right now bank and financial institutions. So in the markets like Nepal, what happens is bank gives out loan for productive sector, for example, any business loan, right? It goes out in cash, and bank has no control over where the borrowers or the micro entrepreneurs are spending it at. Whereas micro entrepreneurs, they need financing, but because of this mistrust, bank have no idea where these informal sector micro entrepreneurs are spending their loan at. If they're not spending it at business, then there's no ROI, there's no return on investment. That means no repayment, and it's high risk customer for the bank. So because of this distrust, bank don't want to lend to informal sector micro entrepreneurs, and informal sector micro entrepreneurs cannot grow their business because of that. So we said, okay, we'll bring in this platform. We bring in the lenders, bank FIs. We bring in the borrowers, who are usually the micro entrepreneurs, and we bring in the vendors or the suppliers, where the micro entrepreneurs will be spending the loan at, right, in one platform. Use the tokenized system. So spending happens within the platform. Bank knows whether or not borrowers spent it in the intended purpose, and borrower gets what they need, to scale their business, and vendor gets to sell their goods and services. So with this enclosed platform, we're able to tell the bank in real time where the money is right now. And that have really made sure that the bank have more and more confidence, even for the thin-filed customer who they did not see as investable before, but with our technology, they are able to trust them more. So we are basically decoding the financial trust.
So you kind of democratized like this type of investment, and you made it completely transparent, right? Is this something built on blockchain or something?
Yes. So our backend definitely isn't blockchain, but in Nepal we have not seen it's as important to integrate yet. We have a blockchain side of our technology, which we will be in the future using very much for with smart contract. It gives us so much independence in terms of there are so many cookie cutter processes in making the loan decision for the bank. Maybe we can put it in smart contract and make it more automated. So we're definitely thinking about that. But right now, it's not integrated.
And how do you deploy this capital? Does it go from the bank direct to supplier, or does it actually go into the micro entrepreneur's hands and then they disperse it?
Right. So we don't underwrite loans ourselves. So we're just a software platform for the bank, right?
Okay.
So they use our platform to lend out in tokens. And by tokens, it's not cryptocurrency. It's banned in Nepal.
Yeah. It's just called token. It's just called a token.
Yeah, it's just called a token. You can also
you could before you could go to like a game arcade and buy tokens and put it into machine and
it's a closed loop, financing system, right?
Yes.
You can't if you buy a token for a certain game, then you can't really spend it elsewhere.
Right.
So it's exactly the same. So for example, if the micro entrepreneur is from the electric vehicle business, then he or she can only use it within that sector. So it's kind of I would not say restricted, but it helps prevent the leakage of the fund that goes that have come for the specific purpose, right? So the bank uses our system to lend out in token digitally to the borrower. We mostly work with the green micro entrepreneurs. Maybe we can talk about that in a bit. And then the micro entrepreneur have access to all the vendors in the ecosystem. Or if they want to buy from a particular supplier, then they can also help them get onboarded in our system. So for us, it's very important that the borrower have the spending power, not the vendors. So they choose the vendors, and then they spend also in tokens through SMS, so that any type of phone works, right? It's smartest to dumbest, any phone works. It's not an app. It can be an app, but our users are very much with low literacy. So we thought SMS and numbers are the only way to go. So they spend in token, and vendors are the one who goes back to bank and redeem the tokens into cash. That's where the cash actually goes out. And because of that, it's all tracked within the system, and bank actually can see, okay, borrower one spent his or her loan in 5 vendors, and these vendors are charging stations, battery vendors, mechanics, and so forth.
And what is the average loan amount?
It's quite interesting.
This is important to know, right? I think the audience needs to understand that there's a whole nother economy out there that operates different than what they would be used to.
Yeah, so we mostly focus at the missing middle, right? That particular finance that someone needs to really upscale, and then after upscaling, they are good to go, right? It has been quite interesting experience for us that usually when someone asks for a loan, they would never ask for a loan for $20. Have you ever heard about people taking loans on $20?
My brother once borrowed $20 from me, but
well, you're his angel investor.
He's my elder brother.
Okay. But what we've seen is, whenever someone is asking for a loan, they probably would not ask for a loan lesser than $200. Just to make it relatable for international audience, I'm giving the numbers in dollars. But we've seen, because with our technology, within our platform, they can't spend it elsewhere, right? So they have taken a loan as small as $20 as well. And we can go up to $500,000. So it's that range of borrowers that we are working with. And it's quite interesting because, when someone took like $20 loan, I was like, wow, you can actually make people unintentionally financially disciplined. If they don't need the loan, they don't take the loan. But if it was in cash, they probably would take $200 instead of $20, right? Because they can do whatever. But with this, they only can spend it for the business purpose. They actually took whatever they need. And this was particularly for the cauliflower farming, like the backyard farming. But yeah, as I said, the range varies from $20,000 to $200,000 to $500,000.
And this whole ecosystem kind of makes it, in one way, closed loop. The second way is, it adds a high level of accountability through the whole value chain, right?
Yes, it's all about transparency.
Yeah, transparency there. And just going back to the founding of Aloi, is this something that you founded yourself?
Yes, so I'm one of the co-founder.
Okay.
My co-founder is also an amazing woman that I met back in 2017 in Silicon Valley for a program called Global Solutions Program that was run by Singularity University, which brought in 98 people from all over the world: engineers, doctors, artists, technologists. They brought them together to see if we can use exponential technologies like blockchain, crypto as well, but and AI, robotics, to solve the global challenges like climate change. So that's where I met with my co-founder, Tiffany. And we really connected because both of us really wanted to see how can these sophisticated technology, how to make this sophisticated technology work for the grassroots, right? Because at the high level, we always talk about, okay, AI, blockchain, but what does it mean really to make it work for the actual people who really need it to make their life easier, right? So that's where we connected. We actually founded another company there called TerraSoil, which we felt was important to for the smallholder farmers. It's very important for them to know their soil health. So we said, okay, we'll build a company that tests the soil health and that tests the soil microbiome. It's like soil DNA.
Wow.
Yeah. Things didn't work out because, DNA technology is very expensive and it did not make sense for the smallholder farmers. And for us, it did not make sense to only work with commercial farmers, right? So we dropped the idea. And then for a year, we kept brainstorming. And a year later, boom, Aloi.
Wow, so interesting. And so this is definitely not your first startup. You're a 2 or 3x founder, which is already quite exciting. And I'm sure that there's going to be more to come from you. So you mentioned about green investment, right?
That's right.
Tell us a little bit more about that, because I can imagine that Nepal must be very environmentally conscious. And tell us about that.
Well, Nepal is a country which probably don't contribute in climate change that much, but the effect, it has to face the effects of climate change very much, right? Having said that, the sectors that we work with, it's very focused on either climate adaptation or climate mitigation. And that's because our company's alignment is towards green sector. And we believe that to drive the green economy, we really need to bring in all the grassroots entrepreneurs who are working in green businesses together and to help them really have that journey of being a micro entrepreneur and then upscale, right? So one of the sector is agriculture. So we work with value chains such as dairy, coffee. It's so important for them to have proper fodder production, and then maybe even biogas and things like that. So we are trying to help them with tools and technology, not by ourselves, but to make them aware that there are ways to adapt with new climate conditions. And if we need financing, definitely there are options of these kind of financing, right? And that's where we come in. So that's what we've been doing. And again, everything really boils down to money. So if they need money, usually it's very hard for the bank to say, okay, I'm just going to give $300 of loan. And there is like so many operations costs for the bank, right? Either it is $300 or $300,000. It's the same operations cost for them. And then they don't know how much they're earning, and they don't know their repaying ability. So it's always in the borderline whether or not to lend to these farmers. So we're bringing in another side of transparency by working with the buyers of the producers. For example, whatever dairy is collected, someone is buying, right? So we are including the buyer using our system, pays to the farmers, and then that data we can give to the bank. This is a new type of data that bank usually don't have. Self-reported income is definitely there, but automated not. So we're able to give them one, loan utilization data, and two, the income data. So they bank can make better loan decisions. So it's all data-driven approach that we have taken. So now bank can make better loan decisions, saying, oh, farmer A is earning, $10,000 every month. So I can actually lend him or her this amount easily. And then loan cannot be misutilized. So it's always utilized. So return on investment is also, indirectly assured.
I imagine that you must meet a lot of entrepreneurs, right? And you must see a lot of different businesses that are emerging. And probably you have a good insight on what's happening in the Nepal tech ecosystem as well. Can you paint a picture for us about what's going on there? I think it would be really interesting to hear about that.
Yeah, I think not. I think. I know that tech. Well, there's tech, and then there's startup ecosystem, right? So it's it's good to see that both are very much interconnected. Whatever the startups are coming forward is always intertwined with using technology. That's quite exciting for me as a tech person myself.
Right.
It's been quite vibrant startup ecosystem. There are youth. It does not have to just be youth, but the startup ecosystem is quite vibrant. And I think the AI startup of Nepal just got listed
Really?
in NASDAQ. So
what's
that's
that
also
company name?
Fuse Machines. So it's all over my social media and news portal and everything. So, yeah.
Is that the first Nepali tech startup to get listed on NASDAQ?
I don't know. I saw on LinkedIn there was one more.
Okay, that's so impressive.
Yeah. So we are getting there. I mean, so proud of Fuse Machines, Nepal-born company, going to that level, becoming an unicorn. So yeah, I mean that's a picture for you.
And do you have like local rideshare there and e-commerce players?
So ride sharing, there used to be a Nepal-born company, and that's not there anymore. But there are other platforms like Batao and Drive. And for the taxis, there are Sarathi. I forgot the name of others. I'm very bad with names.
That's okay.
So there are ride-sharing apps. So if you ever visit Nepal, you should download those apps. And for e-commerce, oh my God, before this podcast, we were talking about some of the company who, got benefits of COVID, by ramping up their e-commerce business. Same happened in Nepal, actually, because it's always like when there's an online business, you are skeptic about whether or not you order, and then do you get what you actually ordered, right? So that was the anxiety that everybody had, and COVID really forced everyone to
digitize and accept.
To digitize and to order all the time from e-commercial sites. And because of that boom now, the logistic riders have, the gig economy have also very much grown in Nepal. And that brings me to our another initiative, which we do in electric vehicle sector. So that's another green sector that we work with. So last June 5, Environment Day, we launched the initiative called Bijuli Power. Bijuli means electricity. Power means power, right? So we said we'll bring in women because in logistic business, there are very less women riders. So we wanted to bring in more women. So we said, okay, we bring in women who wants to become the delivery riders, train them, no free trainings. There will be loans also. So they get the training, they get the license, and then they get the loan for e-scooters. So they get the two-wheelers, and now there's a job guarantee. So we have partnered with a lot of logistic companies like Upaya, Food Mandu, Boj Deals. So they always need riders, right? So they gave the job guarantee. So it's kind of a full circle that we have built. Getting trained, getting the e-scooter, getting a job guarantee means repaying is kind of assured for the bank. So that's something that we'll be working very aggressively this coming year. And there will be more women riders driving e-scooters in Kathmandu, probably, if you visit very soon.
I definitely have to. Now I have another reason besides Mount Everest to come visit, right? And so you mentioned a lot about women and women, empowering women entrepreneurs, right? You yourself are a woman entrepreneur, and I imagine it must not be easy for any woman entrepreneur anywhere on this planet to get funding for their startup, much less in Nepal, right? Talk about that journey, like from founding this company and what was the struggles that you had to go through to actually get funding and get this off the ground?
Well, as you rightly said, being a woman is there, and then also being young is also there, right? So it's probably not just because I'm a woman, all the struggles I got. So when my co-founder and I, we're both females, and we said, okay, we want to do this business. We don't want to go nonprofit. We want to make money.
Or profit.
but with impact. We just don't want just money, right? So we want to do make an impact, also making money, so it's sustainable. So that was that was very clear in our head. So we went to a couple of lawyers to start, thinking about forming this company, and actually, some of the lawyers actually tried to convince us that we should be the nonprofit because there's just two women, talking about impact, talking about green economy, and then you should be nonprofit. That's what they thought. It was quite an experience that I share very fondly now because that I joke saying that was our very first pitch, be it 5 hours of pitch, but that was our very first pitch, trying to convince a lawyer, pay them to form our company. Right.
And tell you what type of company to form and basically change your business model.
Talking about mansplaining.
Yeah, amazing.
But yeah, I mean, we are very thick-skinned, so we don't take that. And then, I mean, similar, stereotyping a lot of time that happens, and even today when I go to a bank for a bank meeting with the CEO of the bank or the deputy CEO of the bank, I often get stopped at the gate by the security asking, where are you going?
You don't look like a bank robber.
Yeah, or maybe, do I?
No, you don't.
That would be fun. But yeah, they stop me and ask me where I'm going. And I tell them, I have a meeting with this and that. And they would give me a very judgmental look saying, gee, does the CEO know you? And I'm like, yeah. So yeah, I take it as a fun experience because, when someone's would be writing my book about my life in the future, they should have, incidents like this. Otherwise, what fun.
Wow. Definitely. I mean, that's the hardships, right? Of, the bias that people have, and it's everywhere in the world.
I know. And I come from a very privileged background, fortunately. But when I look at the women that we work with, informal sector, women micro-entrepreneurs, when I look at their challenge, it's my challenge is not even 1%, right? It's like they have to run this business, whatever they are doing, for
survival.
Yeah, for survival, and if they don't get the kind of money that they need to keep that going, then their life is done. And it's scary, right? It's scary. I mean, I understand because my father used to be a micro-entrepreneur as well. He used to drive a three-wheeler, not electric, but it was a three-wheeler minivans. I was 5 years old when he started that. He failed another business, and then, our family was also in the position where I see all the women in right now. If he had not gotten the government subsidized loan back then, I probably wouldn't be talking with you here today, right? I mean, how would he have money to make me a computer engineer? So I really understand how important role money or finance, has in someone's entrepreneurial journey. And I really want to decentralize that, democratize that, so that it's available. Because, money is always there. When we talk in a bigger platform, oh my God, there's millions of dollars investing in a lot of startups, a lot of company. But, how much of that really goes to the hands of the grassroots entrepreneurs who are really taking the weight of, sustaining the green economy, right? So, yeah.
Have you, I'm sure you have, but what was it like when you had to reject, or maybe I don't know if it's that you guys reject or the bank reject the first loan to somebody?
It's the bank. The decision is definitely from the bank because it's their money, right? At the end of the day. There has been quite a few. But fortunately, with, whoever we recommend or whoever goes through our platform, there has been very less rejection because of so-and-so technology helping track and building more confidence. But there has been few rejections. last year, we thought, okay, we need to give more chances to the rejected files, right? First, identify what's the reason for the rejection. If their credit score is not very good, then what are the ways we can help them increase their credit scores, right? If someone is saying, okay, I'm going to do dairy, I want to become a dairy farmer, but he or she probably does not have the experience to do that. It's like 20% likely that you'll fail in the business, right? So that's probably also why some of the bank don't, trust he or she will do it good in dairy, thus repay the loan. So we give them chances to, apply for loan to just take the trainings, and they did take the training, and then they increase their skill, and then again apply, right? Or they do the micro deposit savings with us, which also proves that, they are financially disciplined. If they are able to deposit so and so money every day, then it's likely they are better. They are credible. So yeah, some of those kind of ways that we've been putting together, so that someone who got rejected probably have better chances in the future.
Well, like going back to the economy, like the tech economy in Nepal, is there like anything that Nepal is really known for? I mean, you talk about green technology, you've talked about AI, you've talked about renewables. What do you think Nepal is going to be known for when it comes to like this tech world?
Well, I cannot pin down one answer to that, right? Because there's definitely diversity in the kind of sector tech have stepped towards. One example I already gave you. Another, hopefully, that would be me. Just kidding.
Why not?
No, I think definitely in the fintech sector. And AI, and definitely because we are 80% of the total livelihoods of Nepal depends on agriculture. So if the tech can really make the life of farmers easier, then I guess that probably would be very, very interesting for people to read in the future. And so talking about the electric vehicle, it's also, I should share this, that Nepal was the pioneer to start, fleet of electric minivan 3 decades ago.
Wow.
When nobody else had that. Right. You have no idea.
I had no idea.
I know. Nobody knows. So
3 decades ago, Nepal was basically leading the electric vehicle.
I was 5 years old. Imagine.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it was all driven by women.
So women are a significant part of not only society, but the basically the infrastructure of how Nepal runs on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. And especially in financial market. I was talking with a person from bank the other day, and he was saying, dairy is a good sector because, there's women involved, and if women take loan, they make sure that they pay. They make sure that they don't misuse it. So it's the kind of, when you're women, there's also the benefits like that, because you make sure that you're disciplined. You make sure that whatever you owe someone, you repay, right? But coming back to the fleet of electric vehicles that we started. So it was made in Nepal, 714 3-wheeler electric minibus, all driven by women. It was started by one of the projects, dev organization projects. And I think even today, a lot of our authorities like to talk about it in the conference, saying, Nepal was the first pioneer country to start this electric fleet in public transportation. But what I always like to talk about is what happened. I was 5 years old when it started. I'm 34 now. What happened to that industry? Is it 700? Is it still 714? Is it 7,014? Or is it 700,014? Right?
Yeah.
But still, it's lesser.
Lesser.
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, there's no proper formal financing vehicles available to support this sector. So it was 714, now only 500 is running. And out of that 500, only 50% are driven by women, right? So Nepal is right now at the perfect place where it has opportunity to transition from fossil fueled vehicles to electric, because a lot of the existing vehicles are phasing out because of their 20 years limit. If we don't transition now, then it's impossible to go electric before another 20 years, because the entrepreneurs that are involved in the sector can't afford another vehicle.
My previous guest on the podcast was talking a lot about EV and BYD. So do you have an influx of China-made EVs in Nepal right now?
Right now, there are a lot of, from India, from China. I don't have more information on the vehicles, importers. But mostly China and India, that's what I've been seeing.
They're also very aggressive when it comes to financing. You put very little down, very low interest rates. So maybe that will help to spur the rejuvenation of this EV society.
Maybe. I'm very hopeful for that. And even if that's not available, I still think there needs to be a major push to really go electric in the next 5 or 10 years.
Well, it's happening now. What does success look like for Aloi?
Well, we really want to see with our data platform, in the future, if someone is genuinely doing a business, then he or she should not struggle to get the financing that they need, even if it is $20 or $200,000, right? So that's the vision that we have. We really want to support the last mile green economy with our technological vehicles that we are setting up right now, be it with the banks, be it with the international capital. So we really want to bring all the larger financing that we talk in all the platform, green finance, climate finance, right? Different bonds. We really want to bring that to the ground. And I think our technology is very much capable to do that every minute, real time. Anyone who is sending the investment can see what their investment is doing every minute. So, yeah.
Sounds fascinating. And for yourself, Sonika, because you're involved in many different things and a lot of different initiatives. And of course, you talk about your background and being very fortunate to being put in this position. You're still very young.
I want to think so.
But maybe a forward-looking question. What do you want your own legacy to be?
Is that the surprise question that you had for me?
Maybe.
Well, I always want to be known as a person who's driven by purpose. Money has never been a driving factor for me. Otherwise, as an engineer, I can be doing better things and earning better money, right? But I also do believe there has to be profitable business to drive the purpose that you have. So I don't know if I'm answering your question concretely, but I think for me, it has always been the 4P. And I want people to know me as a person who believed in this 4P: people, planet, profit, and prosperity. If those four does not come together, then I don't think there will be a win-win for everyone. And it can't be, only people. It can't be only planet. We can't say, planet, and then that does not solve anything, right? Yeah. It has to be people coming together for planet, making the profitable, sustainable business, thus the prosperity. So that's the fourth thing that I always, whatever decision I make in my life, whatever work that I choose to do, whatever work that I want to do in the future, it's always driven by those 4Ps. Did I answer your question?
Well, I mean, you know the answer, not me, but I would probably say that there's maybe a fifth P that you're missing.
And what is that?
Which is what you're on. It's the purpose.
Yeah.
Right? I think you've definitely shown that when you actually go with the purpose, right, and that you've discovered why you are here, right? What put you in this position, and the purpose of what you're driving at and making a significant change.
Mm-hmm.
It's really amazing.
Yeah. It makes one's life easier if you're driven with purpose. It's very easy to make all the decisions. It gets clear in the head.
Yeah, this is really fascinating. You're I would say in some ways ahead of your time, right? Because I think that you think much bigger and more holistically than a lot of founders do, because it's all about profit and maybe well, I'm sure there's some purpose to it, but yeah, wow, that's really interesting. Look, I think that I always like to come to what I call a quick fire round. Ask random questions that you can answer in short or long form, whatever you feel comfortable with. Are you down with that?
I'll try.
What book has had the most impact on you and why?
This is a popular question whenever it comes to the rapid round.
Well, you've done many rapid rounds?
I guess.
Okay.
Well, but the answer is always one. I'm not very much of a book reader, but one of the book that I found quite interesting was Bullshit Jobs, which talks about all the jobs that are available today in the world. If it vanishes tomorrow, what impact the world will have, right? And I think, again, going back to the purpose of my life and seeing that whatever I'm doing, if it vanishes tomorrow, would the world suffer or not?
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the job that I want.
Wow.
I don't want bullshit jobs. I want the job that has some impact in the lives of people of the world. So if it vanishes tomorrow, should have negative impact. So I believe that whatever I want to do have to have some purpose. That's the.
Well, I imagine that if you were to shut down Aloi today, a lot of people would be suffering.
Well, yeah, I want to believe so.
Yeah. Introvert versus extrovert. Who makes a better leader?
Wow, I'm an introvert. If I say introvert would make a better leader, then I would be saying I am a better leader, which I don't know if it is for me to judge.
Why do you think you're an introvert?
Because I am.
How do you know?
How do I know?
Yes.
Well, I don't enjoy, the very straightforward differentiation between introvert, extrovert. Extrovert get energy by talking with new people. Introvert their energy is drained if you have to talk with new people. So
oh my God. And I just met you 40 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago.
Thank you for draining my energy. No, I'm just kidding. Goodness. I'm just kidding. No, but I'm serious. I mean, even in the conferences, right? I mean, it's very short talk. You have to go there, pitch about your company, and then bring something out of it. You have to have an output. So it's kind of a pressure. I mean, we are in the longer conversation now. It's eased out. It's like previously already introduced person. If I have to go to a stranger and then introduce myself, then I would, think of like 10 different scenarios in my head. It's crazy like that. I mean, being an introvert and a founder of the company is not easy. But I've learned my way.
I think maybe you're an extroverted introvert.
Ambivert? Yeah, people have said that to me. Yeah. And people tell me that I hide my introvertism very well. But hiding also takes a lot of energy. So
yes, it does. Would you rather go to the bottom of the ocean or deep into outer space?
Outer space.
Who is the most inspiring person in your life?
My life. I would say my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about my dad a lot.
Yeah, you did.
But I think the driving force behind my dad is my mom. I've always seen her so independent. Even if she's not educated, she's so independent, knows her way. You know, the directness that I have today, it comes from her.
Mm-hmm.
And the aspiration to always stay independent also comes from her. And I don't think, coming from a country like Nepal, being a woman, being a girl child, I have received the freedom that probably others don't ever receive. Even if I today go to my parents, to my mom, say, I'm going to fly to space. And they'll be like, sure. Just make sure you come back. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make here is the trust again, right? I think your first experience of trust is definitely through your parents, and I've been fortunate that I'm trusted very well in my family, and that really helped shape me to who I am today. So.
Sounds like you've been very lucky to have such a strong foundation behind you with two great parents, and I'm sure they'll be very happy listening to this and saying, "Oh, listen to my daughter Sonika talking about us here."
Yeah. He's actually my dad is actually receiving an award tomorrow on my behalf because I'm not in the country.
Whoa! What award is that?
It's called Corporate Excellence Award.
Okay.
Yeah. And I received a call and I told them I'm not in the country and they wanted someone from my family to go, and amazing that my dad is going.
Wow. You get awards that you know about and things that are done secretly?
What? Sorry?
Like the Earth Award, the National Geographic, the secret award that
Yeah. It was one of a kind experience. I have no idea. I talked with 10 people to make sure that it's not a spam. But yeah.
Sonika, this has been quite a fascinating conversation, and I've learned a lot about what you're building, about Nepal, and the ecosystem there. Sounds very driven by green initiatives, and I would definitely wish you a lot of luck. And if someone wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
Well, I am my full name in all the social media that I want people to find me. So that would be great. LinkedIn should be great. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, email. Yeah.
Okay. Fabulous. Sonika, thank you again for coming on with such short notice. I really appreciate this, and I hope the Epicenter listeners enjoyed today's episode. So thank you once again.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed the full conversation and spontaneity that came with it. So thank you very much for inviting me.
You're an extrovert.
No.
See y'all. Thank you.